Hey everybody, you already know what it is. It's your girl Shira, and yes, I am back with another video. Y'all, today, if you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are not new, and if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, girl, guy. Welcome back, y'all. Welcome back. So today, as y'all see by the title, as y'all see by the thumbnail, y'all, we have a lot to get into, so let's just jump right into it. So if you watch Baddies Caribbean, you already know the whole rundown of the show, but I'm gonna give y'all like a brief kind of synopsis of like what's going on. So Natalie Nunn, she's a very famous like reality star from like Bad Girls Club. She started a whole franchise of like bringing other baddies, other girls to the whole baddies bad girl franchise, and she started the Baddies show on Zeus Network, and it's been going really good. So she would have shows like Baddies South, Baddies East, Baddies West, you know, different like areas of the United States. She would have like the show. She would have the show in like these different areas. And then most recently, which is the current season now, is Baddies Caribbean. So the ladies are traveling to like the different Caribbean countries to get a bag and to like do like club hostings and like parties and just having fun amongst each other. But of course, it's not always going to be sunshine and rainbows and perfect. You would think it would be smooth sailing with these young women, but of course, put a whole bunch of girls in one house is going to be a storm. So we're just going to get straight into the episode because last Sunday it was a good one, y'all. So first things first, so you know how like the show starts off, it always have like a previously on Baddies, you know, blah blah blah. It gives like a little clip of like what happened in the previous episode. So if y'all been following, Rolly came back, and she came back, the girls greeted her, and then she gets right into it with Anna when Anna came. But like the girls is kind of like catching Rolly up on like what's been going on in the house, who's been fighting, who's been beefing, stuff like that. And then when Anna comes in, it's like Rolly and Anna gets right into it because they had previous beef from last season, which is really corny to me because they brought it into the new season, which is really whack because like the girls like, why are y'all beefing? But whole time it was some old drama. So after they really like, oh well, they tried to fight, stuff like that, but Tasiki jumped in, and a lot of people online was like, why did she jump in? They was a little confused, but I understood where she was coming from, like because it really wasn't a fair fight. Anna's kind of like skinnier than Rolly. She's kind of like smaller, on the smaller size. Rolly is on the thicker side, so it wouldn't be like a fair fight. So like I get why Tasiki jumped in when she did. After that, all that was going on, Natalie was like, come on girls, because we have an appearance. You know how Natalie does. After she invites the drama, now she want to go party. Like, huh? But child, after all that drama, Natalie gets with the girls together to kind of like try to plan a elimination type of thing going on amongst everybody in the house. But some of the girls are like, well, I feel like Gretchen should go. We all know why Gretchen should go. If you do not know, Gretchen is like a Puerto Rican girl, but everybody thought she was white. But she kept saying the N-word repeatedly, even after people were saying like, I'm uncomfortable, I don't want you saying it. Like, I'm really uncomfortable with you saying the N-word. But Gretchen is like, since she is around a whole bunch of black people, I guess where she's from, she feel like, you know, there's nothing wrong with her saying it. But if somebody is telling you over and over again they're uncomfortable with you doing something, just don't do it. But she thought it was her business to do it again and again and again, and that's why everybody in the house wanted to fight her. Pretty much. So y'all, so when the evictions came, right, Natalie, she gets all the girls together, everybody gives their opinion on who they should get rid of or whatever. So once the eviction actually happened, when everybody is ready to like come together and Natalie gives everybody, okay, who's going to be the two. First of all, they thinking they're all just getting together before they head outside to go to a club, but Natalie is dropping a bomb like, oh, two of y'all are going to be going home tonight. And they like, huh? Like, they so confused because like literally all them girls, because out of thousands and thousands of other girls, this is the group that Natalie had chose to be on the show. So I don't really think it was fair for her to kind of like kick the girls out of the house. It made no sense to me. I think it was just kind of like a really weird move, considering Rolly tried that last year with Biggie, and like Biggie, remember how she felt about it. She almost cried last season when she almost got kicked out. So it was really kind of weird how Biggie kind of switched sides and became on the side of, yeah, let's kick them out. It was really weird because you was just in that same situation, you know? It was really goofy. Y'all, Natalie tells the girls like, yeah, so basically Dia and Slim, y'all gotta go. Dia, basically, they're saying like she needs to go because she's from the Bahamas and like her accent is really strong. She haven't really made a good connection with the rest of the girls. It wasn't really standing on business, basically. She wasn't really about nothing, which was false because Dia, every time she got into it with somebody, she wasn't afraid to, back up what she was talking about. So yes, to me, she was doing a little bit too much fighting and not enough showing who she actually is as a person. And plus, with Slim, people feel like she had no personality. And I thought that was a weird reason because if y'all remember in the beginning of the season, they were all like partying and like they were in the pool, they was having drinks, they was really like turning up at the house before they even began to before they began to start traveling. It was turning up and stuff. So I was a little confused on why was they trying to say that Slim didn't have a personality. If it really felt that way, if that's somebody that you want to get to know, like, yeah, Slim, like, don't forget to pop out, like, really show out for your city, stuff like that. Like, let your friend know that. Don't sit here and feel a certain way the whole time and you not say nothing about it. Like, come on, if that's your friend, you would say something, right? It was just really weird. Even Gretchen was kind of surprised, but we're gonna talk about that later, y'all. She thought she was gonna get kicked out, but Slim and Dia's getting kicked out. It was really weird, y'all. So when she found out she was getting kicked out, she was heated. She like, who said it? She trying to figure out who put her name in the pot, like who put her up for elimination, like who was the one that did it. Most of the ladies are kind of like giving her input, like Jayla, like, well, you really didn't like give much of a personality, and like different people was voicing how they felt about Slim. So Slim just sit here listening, but like when Diamond said her piece, she was ready to fight Diamond. To me, it was really weird, that whole situation. Like when everybody else said something, you did nothing. You was just trying to figure out who said it, but they're telling you who said it. Even Rolly said that. Like they're telling you who put your name in the pot. Like they're telling you who put your name up for elimination. But as soon as she heard Diamond say her little one too, she got upset. And I'm like, it had to be because they was getting into it before. Like they was trying to fight before, they was beefing before, so it had to been like previous drama that they was getting into. So that was the only reason why. It was just crazy. They got into it to the point where, mind you, Diamond, she was sitting on the counter, y'all. So they was fighting. Whoop, 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 whoop. First of all, Diamond falls off of the counter. Slim follows her off of the counter. They're still fighting, still going in. All the girls is like sitting like, oh my god, like they're basically shocked. They don't know what's going on. My thing is, like, they was pretty much instigating. I don't like that little high school stuff. Like, if you see something going on, like, try to break it up. Like, try to do something, because they really could have got hurt when they went over that counter. They could have got hurt really bad. But it was just like, that fight was really crazy, because there was no reason. I don't know, a lot of people were saying it was a reason, but I really didn't see the reason why she swung on Diamond out of all of the ladies that had voiced their opinion about why Slim gotta go. Most of the ladies had voted. Well, actually, they didn't vote. It was the OGs that had started the whole elimination thing. So the rest of the ladies, like Meatball, Tink, and everybody else, they didn't really get a chance to vote. But I feel like Scotty, different ones that really were strong about their opinions about who should leave, they should have stood on that when Slim wanted to know who said what. It was like they was being a little too, oh yeah, Slim, like you really didn't have much of a personality. But behind closed doors, y'all had a little more umph in y'all little reason. Like y'all had a little more power in your voice, a little more bass in your voice. Like y'all wasn't talking soft and all that. So like had that same energy when she's asking you in your face, like, who put my name up? Like who said what? Like she want to know what's going on. Because considering like she thought she was cool with everybody because they was partying, drinking, doing it up. They thought they was cool. So like, why would my friend put me up for elimination? That's why you gotta be careful who you call friend. So yeah, y'all, after that big fight, Dia and Slim, well, Natalie had offered Dia a position to, like, she can't be in the house, but she can at least be like a replacement. So like somebody that's just still traveling with them, but not really with them. Like she's staying at a whole separate area than the whole cast. To me, that was just weird because Dia was casted to be a main girl in the house. And if you want to kick her out the house, she don't even need to be a replacement, because that's like dangling a carrot in her face. Like, what is she being a replacement for? Because she was a main girl. So who is she replacing? But I feel like it was just weird how they did both of them. It was just really corny to me. My personal opinion is Natalie knew what she was doing. She always knows what to do and who to tell, like Scotty, Jayla, because she know those people is going to be like her little minions and is going to do whatever she say. Oh, that fight was crazy, but like that was just the previous episode. Now, this episode, y'all, last Sunday, it went crazy. this is what happened. Let's get into it. So y'all, the next morning after the ladies had partied with Dia and Slim, been kind of like sitting down having a little chat just to go over like how they feel about the whole thing and like how crazy it was basically for them out of all the girls, even Gretchen, to get kicked out, but not even Gretchen. Like, it was just really weird. Even Bianca didn't even leave. So they was kind of voicing their opinion. Slim was saying like she really kind of felt bad because her kids was gonna be watched. First of all, your kids should never be watching the Zeus Network. But I guess because, you know, they know their mom gonna be on TV. I don't know. I wouldn't show Zeus to my kids, but that's just me. That's just me. She was saying like she had kids at home and she really wanted to show off her city, which is good. When you have big opportunities like this, y'all, it don't come all the time. So when you have these opportunities, you're gonna want to show off for your city and for your family. But she feel like she really didn't show that much because she was too busy partying or being in people beef and like stuff like that. She fought a few times, you know, got into it with some of the ladies and like it wasn't really good for her. She really wants to show another version of herself, which is, you know, is normal for you to want to show a good side to you, but unfortunately that didn't work out in her favor. And Dia, she was, you know, when she had did her final confessional about like, you know, her whole experience in the Baddies house, she left on a good note, y'all. She left with a smile on her face. She explained how like real she was the whole time and how authentic she was and how she really wanted to represent, you know, her being an artist and her being from the Bahamas. I think she, out of all the girls, Dia had more background that she could have shared. Like she was a rapper, aside from Asian Doll. We all know Asian Doll is a rapper, but Dia, for her to be an up and coming rapper, like, you know, she had more meat, more substance than the rest of the girls. If you ask me, you know, she was more interesting. She was from the Bahamas. You know, she had a lot going on, even outside of Baddies. So it's a shame because most of these girls have a lot of stuff going on outside of the show. Just like they let the show kind of like, you know, take over the whole lifestyle, and it shouldn't. So I'm glad that the two ladies, they left on a good note and they left realizing like, hey, I'm leaving a G. Like I left being myself. I didn't change who I was, and that's how you should be. That's how your attitude should be. So kudos to them. Also in the next scene, we have Natalie, we have Jayla, we have Scotty, we have Rolly, and we have Sapphire. They're on a PJ, and the rest of the ladies are on another PJ. And everybody is going to the Dominican Republic, y'all. Basically, on Natalie's PJ, they were kind of going over the whole like eviction thing, how they were feeling and stuff like that. On the other PJ, when the ladies were getting on, Anna was explaining to them about how she got into it with Mariah's mother. Like, what is you doing fighting somebody's mom? But we gonna get into it, y'all. We gonna get into it. So once the ladies arrived to the house, y'all, first of all, the house looked very beautiful. Dominican Republic looked amazing. I'm gonna show y'all some of the images behind me that was on the show. Y'all, it was beautiful, y'all. I wasn't there. I wish I was there. But y'all, it was beautiful. So once the ladies arrive, they normally go and pick their rooms, see like who's gonna have the better room and stuff like that. You know, they go throughout the whole entire house, check it out. They love the scenery. They love the whole design of the house, which is amazing. And so yeah, so the rest of the girls are doing that. Anna, she heads to the hospital because she fractured her finger because she fought Mariah's mom. Now, this is what happened. According to Anna, she was saying that Mariah's mom kind of like approached her in an aggressive way. And mind you, Anna, she's saying she don't fight older people, but she will. She have to. I mean, because that's normal. Because some older people, they feel like they can test young folks. Like, we won't do nothing, you know, and we won't say nothing, and we won't do nothing. But try the wrong person, and you might just, you know, yeah. So according to Anna, she really trashed Mariah's mom, which is unfortunate because if somebody beat up my mom, I'm coming after you, you know, and that's why Mariah was upset. But y'all, I understand because I get both sides. Like, I get why you shouldn't hit somebody's mother, but I get why you did it, because sometimes people can have a very smart mouth, and I don't care how old you are, you know, if you have a disrespectful mouth, you just have a disrespectful mouth, and like whatever consequence you get from that is what you get from that. So it's like, you know, it's kind of like, it's hard to kind of figure out who's at fault here. Anna had also expressed that she felt like Mariah and her mom had set her up, and she felt like, you know, she was being set up, which was kind of weird to me, because if they were cool, like if they was friends, why would Mariah set you up? What reason would she have to set you up? So according to Mariah was kind of like saying that Anna was coming out of the pool. She was on her way to get an omelet, so I guess in the food type area or whatever. And when she was walking past, Mariah's mom or whoever was there had said something smart to Anna. So Anna put her food down. She walked over there to them, and she said, "By the way, I don't fight old." She said the B word, but old ladies, I guess. So basically, she wanted to make it known that like she don't fight old people, but she will if she have to. The lady had said something really rude. I don't know what it was. Nobody knows what it was, but the people that were there. But it's like people love to pick and poke, and like they know exactly what to say that's going to get on a young person's nerve, and like they knew exactly what they was doing, in my opinion. So like you can't start something if you don't want the repercussions of that action, craziness. So y'all, in the next scene we have Biggie, we have Tink, we have Meatball, and we have Cali. They're getting together and they're kind of like chatting about the whole eviction thing and how they're feeling about the whole thing. Tinka was saying like, she was saying how it wasn't really fair that everybody in the house, which I understand what she was saying, like it really wasn't fair how it was just the OGs that kind of like voted on who get to stay, who get to go. That was kind of weird. It was really weird. And Meatball was saying, well, like, hey, like they had to go because they really wasn't standing on business, like they really wasn't really doing they big one in the house. And that was also true because they really wasn't really showing who they were outside of baddies. I get what Meatball was saying. I definitely get what Tink was saying about how it wasn't really fair for all of the ladies to kind of vote. So Natalie, if you really wanted to do something like that, something really weird like an eviction, like people that work hard to be here, child, I would include everybody, not just your favorites, which is really weird to me. So Tink also feels like the whole eviction thing, because Slim was kind of like upset at everybody. She was saying that everybody was fake, but Tink was saying like the whole eviction thing, it wasn't even really the new girls, it was more so the OGs. They wanted that to happen. They wanted to have like the whole eviction thing, and the new girls kind of like agreed to what was being said. If it was me, if I was new in the house, I wouldn't even agree to that, because to me, I could have been the one that was sent home. I don't want to ever agree on the next girl being sent home unless they were being problematic. Slim and Dia, they might have gotten into some fights, but it wasn't as problematic as Gretchen. She over and over again said the N-word even after they said they're uncomfortable with it, and she kept it going. I was surprised that she wasn't the first one that was on the chopping block, and even she said it. So I'm like, it was just really weird to me how they had the whole eviction thing going. It was really corny, and I feel like they should have included all of the girls so that way everybody can vote to see who they wanted to be sent home and who they wanted to stay. Y'all, in the next scene, then you have Anna. She's kind of like catching up her aunt on what exactly happened between Mariah's mom and her, and like the aunt is not for it. And I don't blame Auntie, because I would have been heated as well. So how do y'all feel about that? Like people getting their family involved as far as like the show. I feel like if you have an issue with somebody at the show, handle it on the show. Don't include your mom. Don't include something separate. Like, no. According to Mariah, she kind of like brought her mom to the Dominican Republic to go to the beach to kind of have like a little moment with her, which is, it's nothing wrong with that, but it becomes problematic when your mom is like a firecracker and she don't know when to shut up sometime, or whatever the issue is. Like if it's that, then I don't think it's a good idea to include your mom. And if my mom wanted to go to that same exact place, I would just take her separately away from the ladies, because you just never know what might pop off when it happens. So in the next scene, Natalie, Scotty, Jayla, and Sapphire, they kind of get together in Natalie's room to kind of go over how they feel about everything. And so the ladies are kind of asking Natalie, because Natalie's been saying like, so how are y'all feeling about the replacements, or who do y'all want to replace, who do y'all want to get rid of, who y'all want to evict, stuff like that. But the ladies like, well, Natalie, what do you want? So Natalie is saying like she wants the least problematic baddie to stay. So you just never know who that may be, because every time I kind of like figure out, okay, this person is really chill for real for this season, they end up doing something crazy. So you just really never know. But with Natalie, it's like of course she's going to give that really generalized statement. Of course she's going to do that. She really don't want to give her true answer in the true Natalie Nunn form. So we shall see who's going to stay and who's going to leave by the last episode. So Jayla, she's pretty much saying is she has every right to feel how she feel, in my opinion, because when her and Gretchen have fought, Gretchen really bit her in her like at least like right here in her chest, and like a huge, a huge open wound which is there. And you just never know, because she don't know Gretchen. She don't know if like she's keeping up with her hygiene, her oral hygiene. So you just never know. That really could have got infected, y'all. That was just really disgusting of Gretchen to just take and really bite that girl like that. And that was just embarrassing, because Jayla, she has a business, and really her body is her brand. Like, she has a clothing line, and to have something like that on her chest, it was just like, wow. It was really wild to me. And Gretchen should have been going when she did that to Jayla, if you ask me. She should have been going. Forget some elimination or some eviction. She should have been going when she bit that girl. That's when she should have left. So after Natalie gives her kind of like opinion on everything, so Natalie turns to Scotty, because all the girls is kind of like saying, yeah, Gretchen gotta go. So Natalie turns to Scotty, was like, okay, Scotty, like, I want to see you do your big one. Like, let's see if you can do the job. Let's see if you can evict Gretchen. So why are you sitting here? That's basically like sicking your dog on somebody. Like, Scotty is nobody's dog. So I feel like, Natalie, if you wanted Gretchen gone, if you felt like, since everybody else kind of gave their opinion, you barely said anything, or you gave like this generalized, comment, why are you sicking Scotty on Gretchen? Like, why don't you do it, since you're the big boss and all that? Because you want to let Scotty do it, so that way she can fight Scotty and not you. That's not being a real friend, and that's not being a real leader and a real boss. Natalie had mentioned that since Cali and Gretchen was kind of close, Cali should definitely be the one to kind of like talk to Gretchen to see like why is she keep saying what she's saying. But y'all gonna see at the end, like, that talk did not go well. So y'all, I thought it was hilarious. Wow, basically like for the majority of the season, Sapphire, she had her notebook and her pen, like taking notes. It was like hilarious. I'm like, now just play Blue's Clues, taking out a notebook, writing down notes and clues about different stuff, so that way you can whip it out again when somebody's beefing, or if they don't remember them saying something or whatever. You have a notebook to remember that. Like, come on now. So Rolly, Scotty, Tasiki, Biggie, and Mariah, they kind of go outside of the house and kind of wait on Mariah to come, and they're like getting together to talk about what exactly happened between Mariah's mom and Anna. So they're kind of like chatting it up. Tasiki is explaining to them like what she heard from Anna's side of the story. And then when Mariah pulls up, Mariah looking like she getting ready to fight. Like, she's looking for Anna, like, where she at? Where she at? Where she at? I don't blame Mariah, because I would have been the same way had it been my mother. So I get it. Like I said, I get it both sides. So when Mariah pulls up, she kind of like explains to the ladies what exactly happened, telling them the whole story. She was saying that Callie was also there when the scenario happened between Mariah's mom and Anna. And so the show wasn't able to get like the footage, because this happened off camera. But y'all, like, this story is like one side is saying one thing, another side is saying another thing. It's like, it's hard to keep up. It's really hard to keep up. Tasiki, she explains like she understood where Anna was coming from, in the sense of like Anna was feeling provoked to do something because of what Mariah's mom had allegedly said. So I felt like, when it come down to your mom, I would just keep parents, like I had said before, just keep them off camera. Just keep them away from the ladies, because you never know if you're beefing. You don't want your family getting involved, because if that's my beef, no family should be getting involved. Nobody's kids, nobody's mother, aunties, none of that. Nobody should be getting involved unless somebody, threatens you in a real crazy way. Then your family, of course, going to jump in and rob you. So after the whole conversation about the scenario, Rolly brings up to Mariah about how she really wasn't feeling it when Mariah had allegedly was texting somebody talking about she's the kind of like the star of the show. Like, girl, you not even, child. Mariah, I cannot stand that girl. But listen, she, according to what Rolly was saying, she was saying like she's the Kobe, and like trying to compare her and Tasiki to like basketball players, kind of like saying like she's the head honcho in charge, like she's the star, she's the leader, and she's not. Why even say that, Mariah? Like, you know that these girls are going to find out. You thinking that you texting somebody secretly, whoever this random person was, you texting them. You didn't think the ladies was going to find out? Of course they was going to be upset about what you was saying, because you was trying to, like, in other words, belittle them, trying to say like they're less than you. When you're saying like you're the star of the show, but you're not. Like, you're not the star. But Biggie was saying, when it was her confessional, she was saying like Rolly was taking it too far. Rolly had told them off camera about what Mariah was saying, and she felt like Rolly was kind of like making the issue bigger than what it was. Biggie didn't really take offense to it, but I mean, if somebody is saying like I'm the leader, I'm the star, I'm gonna be feeling some type of way, like, because we all bring something to the table. We all brought something to the Baddies franchise. So whatever season that we're all on, we all are bringing something. It's not just one person doing everything. Everybody is bringing something to the table to make the show what it is. Becky was saying that Rolly was doing too much, like she was dragging it. So that was that. The girls end up kind of like going back and forth a little bit, Mariah and Rolly, but it wasn't nothing like really super serious. Mariah was saying like she felt like she wasn't being belittling or she wasn't trying to make people feel uncomfortable. Girl, she's lying. After they had their little like argument or whatever, they kind of like just walked back in the house to see what was going on with the other ladies, just kind of like, I guess, move on from the topic. And then it was this scene right here that ended the episode. Put your seatbelt on because it's about to get real. Cali and Gretchen, they meet up to talk about what has been going on in the house, about the whole eviction thing, about the whole like Gretchen using the N-word, about like what's basically been going on thus far on the show. Cali was kind of explaining to her how she didn't really feel like Gretchen was being a real friend when Gretchen had questioned her loyalty when it came down to what the ladies was saying about Cali. Because Gretchen was saying that some of the girls was coming to her saying that Cali is not being a real friend, she's not your friend, she's saying stuff about you, whatever. And Gretchen was saying like even when it came down to Cali like jumping into her defense or, you know, stepping in as a friend, she wasn't really on that. So she felt like Cali wasn't being a real genuine friend to her. Now Cali was saying like, I've been real this whole entire time. How dare you question my loyalty? And I don't like that personally myself in my own personal life because I'm a very loyal person and I wish somebody would question that. Because I'm a loyal person. Like, I ride for people, I'm there for people, and I get where she was coming from. Like, how you gonna question how I stand with you? Like, I'm telling you, I'm here for you. Like, I'm telling you, like, I'm in your corner, and you gonna question that? You gonna listen to the op? These same girls that's trying to get you out of here, you gonna listen to them? That was dumb, y'all. So they end up getting into it. It was a huge argument going back and forth. Cali was trying to tell Gretchen that it was no point in her keep using the N-word. Okay, Gretchen is saying that she was used to it based off of where she was from. Not a good excuse. But at the same time, Cali, as your friend, she's telling you, like, just don't even say the word because you're making people uncomfortable. Even Cali was saying that she was feeling some type of way about it. But Gretchen was like, I don't care. You know, she really was unapologetic when it came down to her using the word. So then her mindset alone is what caused people to want to fight her and to want to argue time and time again. And it was like she wasn't getting it. She was not getting it. Cali felt like if Gretchen had apologized for saying the N-word, she shouldn't be saying it again. See, this is the type of stuff Gretchen was doing. She was saying, I'm sorry if I offended y'all, and then if y'all was arguing again, she'll say it again. So it's like, it's not a good excuse to use the N-word in an argument. You're not black. You know, I don't care who you was around. If people are saying that they are offended by you using that word, you just have to respect that. It's just a respect thing. Like, if I'm not from where you're from, if I'm not a part of your ethnicity or your culture, I'm not going to use what you use. I'm not going to sit here and try to fit in and adapt myself, and I'm not from there. So that was the whole thing that the ladies was trying to express to Gretchen, but she did not care. She was saying, like, I use it when I'm home, like, it's black people in my family. And that could be true because we don't know, but you know, it's still not a good reason if the ladies are telling you that they're uncomfortable with something and you're going to keep doing it. Like, that was dumb. So Cali was saying, like, if you already apologize, stop talking about it. Stop saying it out your mouth. Gretchen was like, she don't care, you know, woo, woo, woo. She going to keep saying it. She was trying to say that Cali was on the lady's side instead of being on her side. I can see why she was saying that because at some points in the show, I was so confused about how, like, her, Natalie, and like some of the girls was like linking up and like doing like fun things either around the house or like in the area. But these are the same people that's beefing with your friend. I'm not about to go shopping and all that with people that was beefing with my friend. Like, if I'm really going to be friends with the girl, if I'm really going to be friends with Gretchen, knowing that the whole house is against her, I'm not going to be going out shopping with Natalie and the rest of them. Like, pick your side and stay there. So y'all, so in the middle of their big argument, they end up pushing each other. They're trying so hard not to fight one another because they are friends. So they're like pushing, like they're screaming or hollering. First of all, if you ask me, Cali was the aggressor. She was the main one pushing her. Even though like she was heated, it was in the heat of the moment, it's still no excuse to put your hands on anybody, especially when Gretchen wasn't even trying to threaten her, wasn't trying to hit her. And I'm not no Gretchen fan, but I'm just saying, like, Cali was doing way too much when she was pushing her, because like Gretchen had every right to push that girl back and to hit her back, you know. Eventually they fought, but when Gretchen was just trying to talk it out and trying to argue, like, you know, verbally, like, handle the situation, Cali was like, you know, like, I'm from Cali and blah, 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 I do what I want, blah, blah. You saying where you from ain't nothing, because I know plenty of people that's from fighting areas that cannot fight. Gretchen, as your friend, is trying to make it known that, like, you need to step up your friend game. You need to be a little better, even though you might not believe it or you might be upset about a situation. It's not really a good reason to put your hands on the girl. Like, so they arguing, they going back and forth, and then Callie's pushing her, then Gretchen finally pushes back, they pushing each other, they just screaming, they getting in each other's face. It's getting like real intense, y'all. Real intense. Then Callie mentions in her confessional that like she never would have thought her and Gretchen would have been pushing and shoving or either fighting, because they're so close, and she felt like their friendship was much deeper than arguing or fighting. So she really didn't want to put her hands on the girl, but that's what you said. But at the same time, you did the complete opposite. She wasn't pushing you. She might have been saying some things you didn't agree with, and then you just started pushing the girl and shoving the girl. But it's like your actions aren't adding up with your words. You saying you really didn't want to push the girl, you saying you didn't really want to fight her, but yet you kept pushing. You kept putting your hands on her, physically assaulting her, physically attacking her, and eventually she started pushing you back. She started doing it to you back. Y'all pushing each other, y'all screaming, y'all hollering. So it was like a whole bunch of going on. Y'all, it was bad. And it got really bad towards the end. So then the episode closes and it gives like a little, like, you know, next time on or like something like that. Like a little peek into next week's episode. So let me know if y'all want me to do like a little like video for next week. And I'm gonna try to get it out earlier. So for next week's episode, they finally fight. And y'all, it was crazy, as we can kind of see. Then Scotty finally like approaches Gretchen, call herself trying to evict Gretchen, but that didn't go as well because they end up fighting, and then Gretchen ended up starting to fight all the girls, basically all the girls in the house. It was crazy, child. It was crazy. And then the girls go out to the club, and Tinkerbella gives her Baddies chain, and Meatball feels some type of way about it because she was kind of like, aha, like look what I got, you know, at Meatball and like the other girls, considering like her and Meatball's sister, she wasn't really like, you know, being a real sister for real. And she was kind of like teasing about her having a Baddies chain, and Meatball didn't get one yet. So it was like kind of crazy, but that was the episode. Meatball kind of like voiced how she felt about that. She felt like she was just saying like, aha, like look what I got type, you know, and not being a real sister. So y'all, this episode was really crazy. As y'all saw, it was so much going on. And y'all, let me know if y'all want me to do like more TV show reviews, more episode reviews, and I will definitely get with y'all as far as that, y'all. So thank you guys so much for viewing this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, y'all. I love you guys so much. Thank you for loving me as I love on you guys, and I will see y'all in the next video. Peace out, y'all.